Hello everyone. In this video, let me give a brief lecture about matrices and determinant concepts. It's from linear algebra topic. In this slide, I give the engineering mathematics syllabus in GATE examination, particularly linear algebra topic only given in this slide. In GATE examination, there are 17 branches has the engineering mathematics syllabus. 17 branches also has the linear algebra topic and matrices and determinant subtopic. So this video is very useful for all branches, aerospace engineering to engineering sciences. In this video, I give only a summary of matrices and determinant concepts because the main objective of my videos are to solve previous year's GATE engineering mathematics questions for all branches by topic wise. So in the forthcoming videos, let me solve the previous year's GATE questions related to the topic matrices and determinants. Now I tell the weightage of this topic matrices and determinants topics in GATE examination. In GATE exam question has 3 to 2 marks questions from linear algebra topic. 3 to 2 marks from linear algebra topic. Particularly 30% of chances to get a question from matrices and determinant subtopic. 30% of chances to get a question from matrices and determinant concept. But it is a very easy topic. So all the branches has this topic, this concept matrices and determinants. So this video is very useful for all branches. Now let's move on to the concept. First, matrices. First I explain what is matrix. A set of mn numbers, multiplication of mn numbers. That numbers becomes real or complex, arranged in a form of rectangular, may having m rows and n columns is called a m by n matrix. That matrix order is m by n. So it has m rows and n columns and mn elements. Then it is called a matrix. Next I am going to explain types of matrix. First one is square matrix. The number of rows is equal to the number of columns, then it is called square matrix. That means the matrix is n by n matrix. That means 2 by 2, 3 by 3, etc. Commonly I write n by n. I write one example of square matrix 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 2 by 2 matrix. It is a square matrix. Next type is row matrix. This matrix contains only one row and number of column is any one. Okay, only one row. That means that matrix order is 1 by n. N is 2, 3, 4, etc. 1, 2, 3, etc. So I give one example. Row matrix is only one row. It is a row matrix because this order is 1 by 3. It has one row, 3 columns. Next, column matrix. This matrix contains only one column, that is n by 1. Here number of row is any one, but number of column is only one. That means example 1, 2, 3. This matrix is 3 by 1. Next type is null matrix or zero matrix. The m by n matrix whose elements are all 0, all the elements are 0, is called the null matrix of the type m by n. Type m by n. It is denoted by 0. That means I give one example. This is the 0 matrix. All the elements are 0, then it is called null matrix. Next, diagonal matrix. In this matrix, the elements above and below the principal diagonal are all 0. In this matrix, the elements above and below the principal diagonal elements are 0. That means, this is 0, 0, 0, 3. This matrix is called diagonal matrix. In this matrix, above and below principal diagonal elements are 0. So this is diagonal matrix. What is meant by scalar matrix? Next type is scalar matrix. It is a diagonal matrix and all diagonal elements are equal. Scalar matrix, it is also diagonal one and on condition all diagonal elements are equal. That means 2 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 2. This is a scalar matrix because it is a diagonal matrix and all the principal diagonal elements are equal, so it is a scalar matrix. Next, unit matrix or identity matrix. A square matrix, each of whose principal diagonal element is 1 and each of whose non-principal diagonal element is 0 is called the unit matrix. It is a square matrix, each of whose principal diagonal element is 1 and other element, this is 1, and other elements are 0, then it is denoted by in. It is a square unit matrix or identity matrix. It is denoted by in when is of order matrix. When n is order of matrix. Okay, that means this matrix order is I2, 2 by 2 matrix, so I can write I2. This is the example of unit matrix. Next, lower triangular matrix. In this matrix, all the elements above the principal diagonal are 0. In this matrix, all the elements above the principal diagonal are 0. That is example. Above the principal diagonal elements are 0, then it is called lower triangular matrix. And upper triangular matrix, in this matrix all the elements below the principal diagonal elements are 0. That means I write one example: 1 2 3 0 1 5 0 0 6. This is the lower triangular matrix, sorry, upper triangular matrix, because below the principal diagonal elements are 0, so it is called upper triangular matrix. Next, idempotent matrix. If A be a matrix and A satisfies this condition, A square equal to A, then A is called idempotent. It is very important. If A be a matrix and A square equal to A, then A is called idempotent. And another one, if B equal to A and BA equal to B, multiplication of B and A equal to B, then A and B are called idempotent. Then A and B are called idempotent. Next, involutory matrix. If A be a matrix and satisfies A square equal to I, then A is called involutory. If A be a matrix and that A satisfies A square equal to I, then A is called involutory. Next, nilpotent matrix. A square matrix A is called a nilpotent matrix if there exists a positive integer n such that A power n equal to 0. A power n equal to 0. If n is the least positive integer such that A power n equal to 0, then n is called the index of the nilpotent matrix A. Suppose A square equal to 0, A power 4, A power 5 equal to 0, then here n index is 2. N is the least positive integer such that A power n equal to 0, then n is called an index of the nilpotent matrix A. A square matrix A is called nilpotent matrix if there exists a positive integer such that A power n equal to 0, then it is called nilpotent matrix, and n is the index of the nilpotent matrix when n is the least positive integer. Next, symmetric matrix. A square matrix in which Aij equal to Aj for all I, j is called a symmetric matrix. A square matrix is necessarily a symmetric matrix. Here, symmetric matrix is necessarily a square one. Okay, symmetric matrix is necessarily a square one. Square matrix in which Aij equal to Aj for all I and j, then it is called symmetric matrix. Shortly I write, if A is symmetric, then A transpose equal to A. A transpose means interchanging row and columns. If A is symmetric, then A transpose equal to A. Next, skew symmetric matrix. This is a square matrix in which Aij equal to minus Aj for all I, j. It means in a skew symmetric matrix, all the elements along the principal diagonal are 0 If A is a skew symmetric, then A transpose equal to minus A. This is the condition. A transpose equal to minus A. Skew symmetric matrix is a square matrix in which Aij equal to minus Aj for all I comma j, and one condition also given, that is all the elements along the principal diagonal elements are 0. So if A is a skew symmetric matrix, then A transpose equal to minus A. This is another one definition of skew symmetric matrix. Next, Hermitian matrix. A square matrix A is said to be Hermitian if A transpose conjugate equal to A. A transpose conjugate equal to A. A conjugate is a conjugate matrix of A. A conjugate is a conjugate matrix of A. And here one condition is given. The principal diagonal elements are real. Then only we can get A transpose conjugate equal to A. Otherwise, I can't get. Okay. So, in the Hermitian matrix, it must be principal diagonal elements are real. And it's then only it satisfies the condition A transpose conjugate equal to A. Now, let's move on to the skew Hermitian matrix. A square matrix A is said to be skew Hermitian matrix if A transpose conjugate equal to minus A. These two definitions are similar to the symmetric and skew symmetrics. Here real matrix, real elements, here complex elements are also given. Okay. A transpose conjugate equal to minus A. Here A conjugate is a conjugate matrix of A. The principal diagonal elements must be pure imaginary. Then only we can get A transpose conjugate equal to minus A. This is the important condition. The principal diagonal elements must be purely imaginary or 0. Here in Hermitian matrix, the principal diagonal elements must be real. In skew symmetric matrix, the principal diagonal elements are 0. These three conditions are very, very important in the matrix types: skew symmetric, Hermitian, skew Hermitian. Next, singular matrix. If A is singular, then determinant A equal to 0. It is very, very important definition, because by using inverse, by uh, finding inverse, it is very, very important. Suppose the matrix is non-singular, then only inverse exists. Okay. If A is singular, then determinant A equal to 0. If non-singular, then determinant A not equal to 0. If A is non-singular, then only inverse exists. Next, orthogonal matrix. A square matrix A is said to be an orthogonal matrix if A satisfies this condition: A into A transpose equal to A transpose into A equal to I. Once again I tell, a square matrix A is said to be an orthogonal matrix if A into A transpose equal to A transpose into A equal to I. Next, 19th one, unitary matrix. A square matrix A is unitary, then A transpose conjugate into A equal to I. This is the generalization in the complex field of the orthogonal matrix. Okay, complex field of the orthogonal matrix. What is that condition? A transpose conjugate into A equal to I. Then it is called the unitary matrix. Next, let me explain some results on matrices. The first result is every square matrix can be uniquely expressed as a sum of symmetric matrix and a skew symmetric matrix. Every square matrix, n by n matrix, can be uniquely expressed as a sum of symmetric matrix and skew symmetric matrix. Next result is every square matrix with complex elements can be uniquely expressed as a sum of a Hermitian and a skew Hermitian matrix. This matrix has complex elements. Every square matrix with complex elements can be uniquely expressed as a sum of Hermitian matrix and a skew Hermitian matrix. Next, third result is if A is an orthogonal, then determinant of A equal to plus or minus 1. Because A into A transpose equal to A transpose into A equal to I. So, if A is an orthogonal, then determinant of A equal to plus or minus 1. Addition of, next I am explain addition of matrices. Addition of two matrices will be defined if both have the same order. Then only it will define. That means suppose A matrix has the order 2 by 3, then B also 2 by 3. How to add 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7? This is 2 by 3 matrix. And I took Another one 2 by 3 matrix 1 5 7 1 1 1. How to add? Adding first element in the place A11 we can get the new matrix element A11, that is 2, and adding this one, adding same place elements. Okay, same place means this is A11, this is A12, A13, etc. So 2 plus 5 7, 10, 6, 7, 8. This is the addition matrix. This is the addition procedure. Addition of two matrices will be defined if both have the same order. Next, properties of addition. First properties is addition of matrices is commutative. A plus B equal to B plus A. Second one is it is associative. That means A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. Next one, additive identity. Additive identity is the zero matrix. A plus 0 and 0 plus A equal to A. So 0 is the additive identity. Next, additive inverse. Minus A plus A equal to 0. Similarly, A plus minus A equal to 0. So additive inverse of A is minus A. That means additive inverse of B is minus B. Next, cancellation law. If A, B, C are matrices, then B plus A equal to C plus A. Right cancellation law. Apply right cancellation law. Cancel A, we can get B equal to C. This is called right cancellation law. And A plus B equal to A plus C. Here cancel left. So this is left cancellation law. Finally, I got B equal to C. These are the properties of addition. Next, multiplication of matrices. When will you multiply two matrices? The product of two matrices will be defined if the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. That means suppose A is the matrix of order 1 by 2 and B is the matrix of order 2 by 3. These two numbers are equal. This is the number of column in the first matrix and this is the number of row in the second matrix. These two numbers are equal, then only you can multiply. And if the product is defined, the resulting matrix will have the same number of rows as the first matrix and the same number of columns as the second matrix. That means we can get the new matrix, that is 1 by 3. Its order is 1 by 3, 1 and 3. That column is, number of row as the first matrix and number of column as the second matrix. This is the multiplication of matrix rules. Next, properties of multiplication. Multiplication is always associative. A into B C equal to AB into C. Distributive. Matrix multiplication is always associative and distributive. A into B plus C equal to AB plus B AC. And it is not commutative. AB not equal to BA. Matrix multiplication is associative, distributive, but not commutative. These are the properties of matrix multiplication. Next, transpose of a matrix. If row and column are interchanged in a matrix A, then matrix obtained is called transpose matrix and it is denoted by A transpose. That means interchanging row and column in the matrix A, then we can get the matrix A transpose. How? A equal to suppose 1, 2, 3, 4. A transpose equal to first row becomes first column and second row becomes second column. This is the A transpose. Next, properties of transpose. A transpose whole transpose equal to A and A plus B whole transpose equal to A transpose plus B transpose. K is a scalar. A is a matrix. K A transpose, K A whole transpose equal to K is a scalar, so take it outside, K into A transpose. And AB whole transpose equal to B transpose A transpose. It is very, very important properties of transpose. Okay, these are the properties of transpose. Next, let's move on to the determinant of a matrix. Determinant of a matrix. Determinant of a matrix is a scalar property of that matrix. Determinant is a special number that is defined for only square matrix. Determinant is defined for only square matrix. That means if the matrix is n by n order, then only you can find the determinant. Otherwise, you can't find. Okay. First, here I explained how to find the determinant of 1 2 by 2 matrix, 3 by 3 matrix. Here I give 1 2 by 2 matrix 5 6 1 3. How to find determinant A? Multiplying these two elements 5 3s are 15 minus and multiplying these two elements 15 minus 6 equal to 9. And I explain 1 3 by 3 matrix 1 2 3 1 1 4 3 1 1. This is the 3 by 3 matrix. Determinant means sum of the cofactors of any row, any column. I select first row. 1 into first element is 1. Delete first row and first column. We can get 1 into 1 minus 1 into 4. Next element. In that place 1 2. A 1 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. We can get the odd number. So in that place I put one minus sign. Element is 2. Minus 2 into delete first row and second column, multiplying these two numbers 1 minus these two numbers 12. Next, this place is 1 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. This is even number, so we can get positive only. Plus 3 into delete first row and third column 1 minus 3. This is the procedure to find the determinant of 3 by 3 matrix. 1 minus 3 is minus 3, minus 11 plus 22, minus 2, minus 6. Finally, I got 13. That is it. 13 is the answer. This is the procedure to find the determinant of a matrix. I explain 1 2 by 2 and 3 by 3. Similarly, you can find the 4 by 4, 5 by 5, etc. If the matrix is in n by n order, then only you can find the determinant. Next, properties of determinants of matrices. It is very important to solve the GATE exam questions. Okay, I explain some properties. Determinant evaluated across any row or column is same. Here I use first row only. Similarly, you can find second row by using second row, third row, and second column, third column, and first column, etc. Okay. Next, if all the elements of a row are zeros, then the value of the determinant is 0. If all the elements of a rows are 0, that means suppose one row is all the elements are 0, then this matrix determinant equal to 0. Determinant equal to 0. Determinant of a identity matrix is 1. That means 1 0 0 1. Identity matrix value is 1. If rows and columns are interchanged, then the value of determinant remains same. That means rows and columns are interchanged, then we can get the matrix name is A transpose. The fourth property says determinant of A equal to determinant of A transpose. The remains same means value does not change. Determinant of A equal to determinant of A transpose. Next, any two row of a determinant are interchanged, the value of the determinant is multiplied by minus 1. Suppose A matrix is 1, 2, 3, 4. This determinant is 4 minus 6. That means minus 2. The matrix rows are interchanged. First row and second row are interchanged. 3, 4, 1, 2. We can get 3 2s are 6 minus 4. This is 2. The matrix value is only multiplied by minus 1. This is the example. If all elements of a row of a determinant are multiplied by some scalar number k, the value of a new determinant is k times of the given determinant. That means, therefore, if A be a n row square matrix and k be any scalar, then determinant of Ka equal to k power n into determinant of A. Because all the elements has multiplied by k, that means k multiplied by all the elements. K here 1 element is given. So K suppose 3 by 3 matrix. Put in this row 1 K is outside. In this row 1 K, this row. That is K cube. In 3 by 3 matrix, outside is k cube. So the n by n row matrix, then determinant of Ka, suppose A is a n by n matrix, then determinant of K equal to k power n determinant of A. Next, if two rows of a determinant are identical, the value of the determinant is 0. Suppose two rows are equal numbers, identical. Then two rows are columns, equal, then the determinant is 0. Next, let A and B be two matrix. The determinant of AB equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. Determinant of AB equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. Ninth property, determinant of A power n equal to determinant of A whole power n. Okay, determinant of A power n equal to determinant of A whole power n. Next, determinant of A inverse matrix can be defined as determinant of A inverse equal to 1 by determinant of A. Next, determinant of a diagonal matrix, triangular matrix. Triangular means upper triangular or lower triangular is the product of element of the principal diagonal. Product of element of the principal diagonal elements. Okay, determinant of the upper triangular matrix is the product of principal diagonal elements. Similarly, lower triangular matrix and diagonal matrix. In a determinant, each element in any row consists of the sum of two terms. Then the determinant can be expressed as a sum of two determinants of same order. Any row consists of sum of two terms. Then determinant can be expressed as a sum of two determinants of same order. This is the 12th property. Next, let A be a matrix, then determinant of adjoint of A equal to determinant of A whole power n minus 1, and determinant of adjoint of A equal to determinant of A whole power n minus 1 star n minus into n minus 1. This is the 13th property. If value of determinant becomes 0 by substituting x equal to alpha, then x minus alpha is a factor of determinant. Okay. If value of determinant becomes 0 when by substituting x equal to alpha, then x minus alpha is a factor of determinant. This is the 14th property. These are the properties of determinants. These are the main concepts of matrices and determinants topics. In the forthcoming videos, let me solve previous year's GATE questions related to the concepts, matrices and determinants. In the next video, I am going to solve 2020 GATE exam questions related to the topic linear algebra, concepts, matrices and determinants. If you have any doubts in this topic, then you can ask in the comment section. Let me try to clarify your doubts. Thank you. See you in the next video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel to encourage me. Thank you.